Okay, so let's look a little closer at some of these other tools that we have. There is, underneath this healing brush, we have the first one, which is spot healing. Now, spot healing is similar, but it's just a little bit different. In the case of the spot healing brush, you don't actually set a source for your destination. This tool is generally more automated than I care for. Basically, all you do is click and drag. And it drags with this odd black line, but when you let go, it thinks about it, and it does what it chooses. Click, drag, wait. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, and in some cases it works okay, sometimes it doesn't. But again, it's so automated that it took everything out of my hands that I don't necessarily like it. But as you can see, it's working pretty okay, so, whatever. If you were to start using this tool regularly, you'll see where some anomalies start happening, and you'll probably get the idea of why I don't use it. But in general, yeah, I don't have to set any point. All I do is just start drawing. And as long as it's big, wide open space, like along her neck, you're all set, good to go, no real problems, bam, done. It's when you start coming up close to things like this that problems start occurring. And it's going to happen with the other tool as well, the healing brush. So I'm not saying that either one is perfect. But this one did a whole lot better of a job and just left me this little bit to deal with, as opposed to that really strange shape that happened. Alright, so some other tools that we have under here are the patch tool. Now, the patch tool is a strange one. As a general rule, I don't like it because you have to be on a background, a pixel-based layer, in order for it to work. So, for example, it works like a lasso and a healing brush, meaning I have to take this area and select it. Then I can click and drag like that and deselect, and that's it. But it has to be done on the pixel-based background, which effectively means that we're back to that original issue of we've damaged pixels. Because if I go on to a blank layer and I do that, it gives you the warning saying that you've selected nothing. Now, as I understand, in Photoshop CS 6.1, as well as the Photoshop Creative Cloud, basically all the Creative Cloud versions, as I understand, they've corrected that. But to me, too little, too late. I never cared for the tool that much anyway. But basically, it would work along the lines of if I selected her face and I moved her face over here, there you go. It's just going to do its thing. It's going to compare the pixels, the pattern, the colors, and luminosity, and everything that it does, and it drops it in. There you go. I would avoid it simply because it's currently working on the background layer. I also find that it doesn't do anything different than the other ones are going to do, the other healing brushes. The only single time I've ever seen it do anything that was better than the other tools was a crisscrossing gradient. Like it was a stage lighting, and I had light coming from one direction and light coming from another, and in the middle, for whatever reason, there was a lighting post, and the post had to come out. But I couldn't clone it out, I couldn't heal brush it out, but I could patch tool it out. But again, how often am I doing something like that? So it's a tool that's there, but don't overthink your head. You could do source or destination. As you saw, I just circled the face and I had destination. Well, if I do differently with source, it's going to do the opposite. So that's another reason why the tool's a little bit goofy and I don't care for it. And that's just creepy. All right. It does also have content aware, and now this is the first time I'm bringing up content aware topic. Now, under the patch tool, we have content aware, and I'm actually going to break this video here and pick up on the next one with content aware separately, just so we can tackle a variety of them all at once.